Okay, welcome back. So in this lesson, I want us to add the ability to provide sorting instead of only by the generic or the default ID. So to do that, we'll need to alter our query to be able to take in the field to sort by dynamically, as well as whether it should be ascending or descending. All right, great. Dynamically as well. Now, there's one issue though. We are unable to pass in fields from a PostgreSQL table as placeholders. So we can't really say order by $4 $5, right? So this is something we have to fix. Okay, so for us to fix this, we will simply pass in the sort field and the type of sorting. We're going to basically make our query become a formatted string. So I'm going to change this and I'm going to say fmt.s printf. Okay. And let's come down here. Okay. What I'm going to do, I'm going to actually specify that the field will just be modulus s, and the ordering will also be modulus s. And of course, to ensure that we have a proper ordering, so if we order by, let's say, name, we still want the values to be secondarily ordered by ID. Right? So we're just going to have a secondary sort field, which will be ID, ascending. So if we have results that have the same name, we want to sort those based on ID. So it's a sort within a sort. Okay. Again, this should not be new. You should know what a secondary sort field is, or even a third sort field. Okay, so the first modulus s will be replaced by filters that sort column. Okay, so we need to write a method called sort column, which will actually give us the column that the user wants to sort by. And then we'll create another method called filter that sort order that will be used by the user or specified by the user to tell us how we should be sorting, whether it's ascending or descending. Okay, let me make a change here. This is where the sort, this is where the query ends. So let me put that there. Okay, and these are the parameters, the values that will be used to replace. Okay, great. All right, so notice this is where the query ends. The query begins here and ends here. So I will need to go ahead and implement this sort column method and this sort order method, and both of them will be methods on the filter type. So let me go to filters, and currently we only have validate filters. So let's go ahead and let's create those two methods that we need to use. All right, so the first one, of course, will be sort column. So the sort column method safely extracts the sort field query parameter. Okay, so let's create a function. Remember, it's a method of type on type filters. Okay, and it will be named sort column. All right, and it will return as a string the column that is used for the sorting. Okay, so how do we do this? Well, let's just use a for loop, and we will iterate over the CF sort list. All right, so remember, we have a, come back here. Schools. Right. So remember, we have this sort list. So what are the allowed values that the client can provide as a sort value? Okay. Great. So I need to iterate over that list, right? That sort list. Okay. So range f dot sort list, and so what I'm going to do, I will check to see if the sort that is provided, or the one that we get from the query parameter, is in fact one of the ones I have in my sort list, the ones that are allowed to be used. And so I'm just going to compare that. All right, and if I can find this sort value in the sort list, then the user, the client, did provide a proper sort field. And so I'm just going to return that. So I'm going to say return strings that I'm going to trim. Okay, I'm going to trim the prefix. So by trimming the prefix, I will get rid of any dash that is there, right? So I don't care about the dash, right? Remember, the dash means descending. Okay, so I take in the sort field, I strip the dash if it's a proper sort field, and then I return that sort field without the dash. Now, if I go through the entire sort list and I could not find the sort value that the client used, then I know something is wrong. And so I'm going to panic to stop my application, just in case it's an SQL injection attack. Okay, so this is just another way of trying to prevent an SQL injection attack. So I'm going to say something like unsafe sort parameter, and we're just going to add f dot sort. Okay. All right. So that's the sort column. Remember, its job is to return the sort field that the client provides without the dash. So we're going to strip the dash. And if the client provides something that is not appropriate, we will panic. Of course, this is just a second defense mechanism, because we do try to validate to see if the sort value is in fact in the sort list in our validation checks. So if somehow some attacker is able to circumvent our validation check, we will check again. All right. Okay. Now the next thing is to deal with whether it's ascending or descending. So let's get the sort order method determines whether we should sort by descending or ascending. All right. So as you would expect, this is a rather short method. Right. It does not take any arguments, parameters, but it does return a string, which we need to complete our formatted string in our query. So if strings that has prefix right, if that sort okay, then we know that it should be descending, and we'll just return the string descending. If there is no dash, then it means that it's going to be a sort by ascending. So I'm just going to return ascending again as a string, and that's it. All right, that's it. So when we go back to our query, all right, filters, not filter. So when you go back to our query, we will see that filters that sort column will say we'll replace this first placeholder here. So it might be something like order by name, and then of course this second placeholder will be replaced by sort order, which we just saw is either descending or ascending. And then of course we have a secondary sort field, which will always be the ID field and ascending. All right, and that's it. So let's test this out. Let's start our server. Okay. Let's open a new terminal. And this time let's simply use sort. And we want to sort by name. Okay. So let's just do a check, a visual check to see if that's the case. We didn't specify, so it should start with A and then end at Z. So school names, all right, ABC, avocado, berry, excellent. So let's sort by descending. So we should see a change in the output. Notice ABC comes at the end. Great. All right. Let's go up. Let's just see, just to verify that our secondary sort is working. Because remember, we have two schools with the same name. Love House. So because we have a secondary sort, then we will have the one with the smaller ID first, okay, because it's ascending, smallest ID to larger ID. So 86, then 100. So that works. So let's try to perform a sort by level. Okay. All right. So we have V, then H. Let's go here. Vocational. We've got high school. We've got vocational. Let's come back. And we're sorting by ID. So V 77, we've got Toucan, and we have, let's make sure. All right, let's clear just to make sure. All right, so let's say level. We have H, high school, high school. We've got P, all right, so let's double check. All right, I've got preschool, I've got preschool. All right, let's keep going. Don't want to run into the previous query. All right, P, and then I have V. All right, makes sense. That comes first. And is that the last? Yeah, that's it. Yeah, so I stop right here. All right, so I've got V and V and V for the level. Okay, and let me just quickly remove this descending, and then vocational comes at the end. And then what comes at the top? Let me go up slower. Yeah, stops right here. So I have H. Right? H-I-J-K-L. Well, not L, but let's try again. Yeah. So we have H, level is H, for high school, and we keep going. P. All right, so from our visual inspection, everything seems to be working properly. All right, that's it for this lesson. We've implemented our sort functionality. So now we can do partial searches. We can provide a sort query parameter. And so next, what we want to do is to implement pagination so that the client can specify how many rows or how many records should be returned at any given moment. So I'll see you in that lesson.